Hello everyone, it's Mike from Chess Lifestyle. I realize I'm missing the countdown feature. There we go. And let me get it on here as well, just in case. Yeah, okay, perfect. Yeah, hello. How are you all doing? Today, extremely late night stream on my end, but yeah, since my Japan trip is coming to an end soon, like I had quite a busy day, and yeah, finally I'm getting around to streaming at, almost 3 in the morning, but we won't talk about that. The good news is we're actually now forced to train 58 minutes of chess as opposed to 56 or 57. I mean, I think the last upload on the channel gained 100 subscribers. So yeah, I'm not going to make any more viral content because I can literally not train any more minutes in my day. Otherwise, I'm really going to lose my mind doing these woodpecker tactics. I really hate doing it. But the good news is today as well, we're not doing any woodpecker grind. We are instead analysing our games from the Chessmood Grand Prix. I'll need to see if my video is big enough or small enough to fit in with the board. But yeah, I've put all of the games, 20 games or so, onto a study. We're just going to try and speed through them and see if we can learn anything in particular. Okay, I see that my camera can be a tiny bit bigger, but not by a lot. Let's do that. Okay. Alright, let's go. So, I had a pretty decent tournament. I actually came third in the team, I think. Scoring, 43 points or something like this. And, given it was 3+2, so slightly slower games compared to the, 3-0 arenas. I was pretty happy with the result. But, okay, let's learn from the game. So, yeah, we got Benoni declined. In this position, probably best thing to do is just enter a hedgehog. This is what I play typically. There's also this Kasparov gambit line with d5, which is also interesting, but e6 is probably it's probably playable, and I end up going for this structure. But yeah, this is the problem. This bishop f4. I think this is strong for white. This felt very uncomfortable, at least. To play the setup with the bishop very strong here. Normally, you want the pawn on e7 and the pawn on d6 to shut out this bishop. So yeah, that's probably why I should just take it and play b6. And this is the problem as well when I'm playing too quickly. I'm not getting the opening lines that I even want. But, okay. Yeah, so I'm not surprised that I'm completely lost here. There's an immediate win. These hedgehog setups, you need to be very careful with the move order to avoid just being busted from the start. So, yeah, no surprises there. That's why I played a6 soon after. And we get our hedgehog setup. But, for me, I don't mind playing hedgehog in blitz, but bullet hedgehog is a bit awful because you just don't have enough time to consider all of the dynamics that are going on the board. Now, what I had picked up on was against this structure, the g2 f3 e4. I actually don't like castling and instead ramming the h pawn up the board. I found that that's normally a better way to create some counterplay. But yeah, welcome Gloin, welcome Prane. How are we all doing? I'm taking a look at the games from Chessmood Grand Prix, seeing if we can learn something from it. So, turns out h4 is actually playable here. I think I just thought bishop h2 and didn't think anything of it. So what's knight d7? What if white just plays some very, boring looking moves? Queen d2, sure. Knight e5, if they play b3. Now we go for g5. But g5 makes less sense to me when we can't push g4, but I see the point is actually to do this, maybe. Yeah, they just put a rook on c1, knight h5, put a rook on d1. So we're not going in immediately because I guess we'll just lose stuff. Wow, even castling here? That looks unhinged. What if we just do a nothing move? Bishop d3, knight c2. I mean, maybe it's just about gaining some space on the king side, and white also struggles to come up with a plan. Maybe that's it. Bishop f6. What if they try and recycle the knight somehow and start pushing on the queen side? Queen e7. Yeah, I don't really understand this play from the engine, to be honest. But it really doesn't like my g5 move. Interesting, I can also play like g6 and maybe just put my king on g7. Maybe that's also an option. I guess one thing is that by playing that h4 g5 plan from the engine, at least you're stopping f4, which is a typical break. Yeah, it's very tricky. It's very tricky. So engine did not like this plan at all. Wow, so I even won a pawn and I'm completely dead lost here. That's crazy. What's the loss? Rook takes f7, knight takes e6. Yeah, it looks... But, I mean, their pieces are so far away. Like, how can this be winning? Queen d4. Rook g8. Oh, it's like this. Okay. Oh, it's just a fork. Knight e6, pawn e6, queen d4. And if rook f7, I guess they're also going for a fork with queen f4. Oh, they can block, but... I mean, I can block. Yeah, it's very, very difficult for the opponent to find in blitz as well. But I guess that's one thing for me to be careful of, that if the center opens and my king is in the center, I need to be aware that things could go wrong. JF says h4 and g5 stops white's potential plan of playing f4. Yeah, so I mentioned this, but maybe you got there first, JF. I don't know if your comment got there first. Probably did. Yeah, welcome Arav, welcome Pranay. Good to see you guys here. Yeah, we're just trying to learn from these games. So I managed to survive just about, and yeah, we have a bad position, but still very tricky, and somehow, yeah. Oh, I missed checkmated one. Brilliant. play queen b7 instead. I mean, I open the h file and I don't even make use of it. That's actually crazy. Okay, so spotting this would be nice. Damn. How did my h file even open up actually? So yeah, I just pushed this g4. Okay, so I need to be more aware that this is a possibility. Yeah, crazy. Okay, so I missed checkmate in one, and I mean, this is the tricky stuff about like Sicilian positions. I mean, it's just like, yeah, the evaluation just goes crazy. It's just so sharp. Interesting that queen e5 is also playable. I guess the point is that you're still threatening the mate, so then white needs to deal with it. You win the bishop, and yeah, it makes sense. But with this move, they save their bishop, and now my king is actually just simply weaker, and I did not find a good way to deal with this. I think I tried to flag the guy, but wasn't so successful in the end. Okay, it looks like I'm doing a decent flagging attempt, but I guess he sacks the rook. Yeah, this was the very annoying thing. Yeah, we actually got this position where he actually blundered a draw, but I just didn't have the time. I mean, we were both blitzing the position out, and yeah, I mean, this is a draw if I can take the pawn, but you can see I'm on 0 and he's still on 13, so it was good time management from him at the end. I mean, I had a tough position to play on. But yeah, okay, good to see the mate in one is possible. Good to see that g4 is a bit dodgy. Good to see that taking a e-pawn in the center when my king is in the center is a bad idea. Good to see all of that stuff. So let me make a quick note of this. not when king is on e8. Oh, I marked the wrong one. Okay, this one. Alright, let's move on. We always start a bit too slow with these. Jan sending me his game links as always. Okay, so we get this Guggen into modern. Okay, black has advantage apparently already. Not that it's important in any way, shape, or form. Yeah, maybe h5 is a bit premature. Like, maybe I should just get on with playing e6, and if we get some position like this, I can play for c5. Yeah, like this, and if they ever push this h4, knight d7 to go back this way, and if they ever push h4, then I can play h5 to deal with the expansion. But maybe h5 is a bit premature, especially when I've got useful moves like e6 and knight e7. So, okay, good to take note of that. Oh my god, this tactic is winning for me. And this is why it's so important to analyze your games, guys. I mean, like, I'm literally -3 on move 8, and I don't even see this. So, bishop takes f3. If they take my queen, I take their queen. And I take their bishop. Wait. Did I get that right? I take their knight, they take my queen, I take their queen. Also, welcome JF to the stream. I don't think I've seen you here before. So, are you new to the channel, or... Yeah. How did you find this? Okay, if I take the knight, they take the queen. I take their queen, it's white's turn to play. But yeah, if they take my bishop, I take their bishop. If they save their bishop, then I save my bishop. So I just win a piece. That's actually crazy. But good to know. When I have this in the position, then this is actually very strong. Yeah, did not realize this was a motif. And black is winning. Okay, so some random challenge of atomic chess. Like, how does that even happen? You win the pawn on c2 as well. Yeah, I mean, that's another fair point. That yeah, if they try and save their bishop, then we even pick up the pawn. Right, so yeah, this is good. Yeah. I mean, it's a whole piece as well. Okay, so my opponent plays this ugly b3. Also, welcome Josh to the stream. Which line is most annoying to see in modern defense? If I were to say that publicly, that would probably not be an ideal situation. I actually don't mind anything really. I would say that maybe there are some variations within certain opening systems that white can play that maybe are a bit tricky to deal with. But, okay, you have to work hard to find those variations. And, I mean, probably the trickiest one that I know of, I've never actually faced ever. In any online game or any in-person game against any engine preparation, just never, ever came against it. So, I mean, it's not easy to find this stuff. So, okay, from here I generally play okay. It looks like I can already play for c5, again, is what is wanted. c5 met by c4. Yeah, center kind of blows up. And I think I was also a bit wary of this bishop, right? Like, do I really want to be opening the potential for this bishop? Especially after something like this, right? So, I think knight d7 is perfectly reasonable. Took on f3. And now eventually I did go c5. Maybe I was also baited by the fact that he went c3, that he's not going to follow up with an immediate c4. Maybe it doesn't even work now that the knight is not on f3, right? There's less control in the center. And take on e5 again. Yeah, this looks very good. So, okay. This is very reasonable. Interesting that knight b8, knight c6 is now a maneuver. Good to be reminded of this. Yeah, and interesting that Engine is saying bishop e7 here to trade off these bishops. I mean, I kind of felt like I wanted my bishop on the board. I thought the bishop on a3 was quite useful, stopping play on the c file. But yeah, okay, I am blundering a bishop. Did not realize that. I guess that's actually something to be worth noting, right? Like being concerned about like the bishop getting trapped on the side of a board like this. Yeah, tough situation. So okay, instead this happens. We keep the bishops. I get my king to aim to get my king to g7, but then yeah, why didn't I play like queen d8? And now I'm realizing even taking on d4 is possible. What am I trying to achieve? What am I doing? Why am I not taking this free material? Yeah, just some weird blindness. Maybe I just thought it was still protected somehow. Yeah, I just didn't even see that this is a free move. And unfortunately, this guy, I'm just going to have to block them because, like, I mean, I don't know why they keep challenging me. Okay, so knight h6, knight a4, queen d8. Yeah, so despite, you know, missing that I had a free pawn, yeah, I find this nice plan. I find this nice plan to play. Well, this was a nice touch as well. I want to play for queen d6. I want to bring in my queen, but I first want to block the c file. I don't want them to get in. So this was my idea. But this is like a rule as well. Like the light squared bishop is so strong in the defense when you don't have a bishop to contest it. So somehow things have already gone wrong. The game ends very abruptly for some reason. I'm completely lost here after queen b4, which is crazy. But my opponent just blunders with queen f4, and that's game over. I mean, yeah, lots of nerves involved in this game, I guess. Did I cut my time? Yeah, so okay, I was berserking, to be fair. It wasn't like a 3+2 game each. But yeah, the biggest thing to note, first of all, is just winning this piece. That's a good motif to know. And after this, yeah, my bishop can get trapped. This was also yeah, a good thing to learn. Yeah, and perhaps just being a bit more aware that the center can collapse, like just not sharp enough to pick up on this. Yeah, so lots of big moments that could have been improved, and I think for some reason I just did not appreciate that this was weak, which seems crazy because that's the whole point of c5. So okay, good to analyze this. Okay, let me catch up on chat. Yeah, exactly, Josh. I should trick you guys and say that the worst variation for white is actually the best one. That's a good idea. Yes, and exactly. Tricky's got the right advice there. If you want to find out what the worst line is, then play the opening yourself, and then see what lines you don't like, and then play those lines. Yeah, definitely not a Michael trick. Well, I'm glad that you're you know learning what I'm preaching, right? So this is good. ACT, welcome to the stream, and apologies then for blocking you. I mean, these streams basically I'm here to train. I'm not really here to take challenges, and I don't know, like I just got annoyed with the multiple challenges. I mean, in my head it's like if the challenge is not accepted, then like I don't know, like you stop challenging. But okay, maybe I'm being too harsh. Okay, I will try and find a way to unblock you, and then let's see if I don't. Okay, let me see if I can unblock you. Maybe it's too harsh, because in fairness I didn't actually click stop on the challenge. So I'll unblock you. But yeah, for these streams, like I'm trying to learn and train, not really here to play. I don't like Michael as well. Don't worry. I know. I can sometimes be a bit too mean. Um, but yeah, sending Atomic Chess Challenge is wild. But yeah, good to see that this attack also is complete garbage. And yeah, should have just exploited like where my play was, right? Yeah. Should be looking for this weak pawn after c5. So, still lots and lots of mistakes that I'm making within this opening, especially in shorter time controls. Okay, next game. So here we get, in English, I get reverse c3 Venom. And yeah, we just get a very normal setup. They're playing like the system with c5. Okay, c4 with white, c5 with black. And yeah, if black knows what they're doing, they're already a bit better. And the key in this position, which a lot of people don't know, see, this is why you need to study your openings. I knew c5 is best, and this is what I played. Because a lot of people, when they play London, they always just play for the e5 break, and the e5 break is like not very good in this setup, but c5 is very strong. So, yeah, London system is great. And yeah, often they take on d5. I mean, what the opponent has done, this is like a Reti. This is like a Reti type setup. And yeah, I used to play this myself. So this is what I mean, right? I would play this from the black side against the London. So now I'm getting the London side of the position, and I understand this very well. So I want to push d4, make these pieces terrible. They struggle to push b4 because my bishop is like hiding here. And the problem is that their e-pawn is just under fire. So they need to play awkward moves like knight f1 in order to defend. And here, okay, d4 is correct. This is good. Queen b6 is what I played. So okay, I'm playing like Stockfish right now, which is great. And here I thought a4 was right, but clearly not. a4, they can push b4 and they are at an advantage. That's wild. I mean, am I not winning a pawn here? What's wrong with this? I'm losing this pawn, I see. Okay. So I need to be a lot more careful about this. So in this position, actually, why can't they push b4 now? Isn't this the same kind of thing? Oh, because their queen is on the line of the rook. That makes sense. Okay, so I need to make a note of this. So when d4 is played, white is... okay, I'll put opponent, because normally, they're black when I get this setup. So off is preparing to push b4 to undermine d4. Be careful. Doesn't work because... Okay, so that's why they moved out of the way. But then, for some reason, they didn't even follow it up right. They're just kind of making these nothing moves. But now queen b6 is right because I do support the pawn. What if... Yeah, if they push, I take with the queen. Right? Queen takes, and then there's no problem. Okay? But queen a2, a4, and now b4 is strong. Okay, so that's really good to understand this. We're getting more. Okay. I'm gonna have to give the X button. Maybe this is a mistake for putting like the Leechess.org next to the title. We get a hi from Isa. Hello. Okay, let's. Yeah. So this b4 motif is very interesting. So it turns out Engine is suggesting here bishop f5 to reroute to e6. How fascinating. And the point is that maybe they can't do knight d2 because of this pressure, but then the bishop is blocking, so how on earth does this go? What if they just go like queen b1 back? Oh, then I win a free pawn. So, okay, let's say they just go bishop a1. Knight b8. What is the plan here? Knight b8, knight c6? For what reason? I have no idea. Okay, we can investigate that in a second. Let's first look at this. And let's say they put the knight back on d2. And now a4. Wow, okay, this is some very clean play. Whoa. Whoa. I see, okay. So this is actually the way to go. To reroute the bishop. I mean, that's a very interesting idea, which I wouldn't have typically played. Good to see. I mean, this is why we analyze our games, right? Like, reject with a text message, I mean, that's too long, Tricky. That's too long. Yeah, so this a4 move is definitely a motif. But it must be in positions where there's not as much pressure on this pawn, which I don't know how that comes about. But yeah, good to see. So rook a4. I dropped the rook back just to be on the safe side. And then my opponent blunders, right? There's too much pressure on the board. Wow, there's only a single move here? Oh yeah, because my rook is hanging, right? And I saw this. I'm pretty sure on the stream I saw this. And my opponent just resigned. Amazing. Yeah, so this was a really, really good game. Yeah, just basically some new ideas to learn. This b4 was maybe inaccurate. But yeah, good to see. Maybe let's actually start naming these. So this one is Hedgehog missed mated one. I think that's one big thing. Win bishop tactic on move 8. So this is Garganitza. This one was London versus Kid with c5. Bishop reroute. Interesting b4 motif. Okay, and let's keep going. Okay. Adik says, I also used to play chess a lot. Now I am jobless. Surely you play more chess when you are jobless, no? I feel like having a job means you can't play chess. What am I not understanding? Okay, so we now get another London against King's Indian. The opponent plays for this knight d7 idea. Okay, they get an e5. Big whoop. And okay, the engine is always going to say it's equal. I really don't care. A5, interesting that this is actually a useful move to play. And it isn't weak. I mean, it's the idea that we're going to follow up with b4 one day. And this is a nice thing playing c3, like c3 Venom against this. Because a lot of the time the pawn is on c4 and the subtleties on the queen side might be slightly different. So let's say they just play, I don't know, let's say they play this and f5. Okay, so we are actually just playing for c4. Queen b3 check is apparently strong. So, wow, so this is strong. So it's interesting that the opponent, this FM allows me to push a5 given this. But why is this so strong? Let's say, okay. I mean, okay, this is actually in my course. Like, if they push for e5, e4, then we want to go c4, knight c3. So this is fair. But why is this pawn so strong? I guess we're just limiting this pawn a little bit. Let's say they put the knight back. Let's say we play this. They start attacking the king side. And knight d5. Okay, if they take knight d8. Rook c1. And yeah, this is starting to really feel the pressure. Okay. Okay. I can definitely get behind this. I wonder if there's even some ideas to lift the rook in some way. Like this. What if they just play like a nothing move? Is rook a4 a possibility? Okay, it's definitely playable. It's definitely playable. Okay, black is feeling the pressure. A lot of friends who will be likely to be jobless. I mean, with the rate at which AI is evolving, yeah. I mean, I've probably got a few more years. before my job is cooked, and then I mean, Tricky, your generation, you guys are screwed. I mean, unless the government, works something out and like actually subsidize your life, but I feel like so many people are gonna go redundant. So many professions are gonna get destroyed. I mean, there's gonna be World War III anyway, so who cares? Let's just play some chess and enjoy life while we still can. What to do. Big whoop. Knight a3. So they go for this f5 plan. e4. And now c4 is wrong. Like, the hell? I guess it's wrong because I don't have an opportunity to bring the knight in. So actually, it's very interesting. Okay, so c4 is no longer good without the knight on c3. We need options like knight d5. Otherwise, it is simply ineffective. Okay, so that's really good to see. So sometimes the knight does come out to a3 to try and come into c4. But yeah, these two plans together does not make any sense. Let's even highlight them in red. So good to pick up on this. And for the record, when I make note of these mistakes, it's not like I'm never gonna make these mistakes again. I'm probably gonna make them 5 more times. But every single time I study my mistakes, I get slightly closer to playing better. I mean, like you saw this game, right? Until move however many. Until move 17, I literally played Stockfish perfect moves. This doesn't come overnight. This comes through repeated practice and experience. So this is what we're doing. And yeah, a5 was just garbage. So this is what I mean. 2600 FMs are absolute trash. People are just trash at chess. That's just the reality. Why like a5 is like actually so disgusting. Like why would you ever play that move? So he justifies my play. And then I play c5, which is good. Oh, I'm remembering this game now. Oh, this is gonna be painful to to look at. So I hit the rook. I get in bishop d6. So I'm cooking this guy, right? I'm an exchange and a pawn up. The problem is the center is locked. And I don't get any players that, willingly enter, these 1d4 King's Indian positions where they lock the center and allow black a free attack on the king side, because it's so difficult in practice to deal with. So here is the moment where clearly I did not handle the position well. I mean, knight d6 was still okay because I was keen to make some trades, even compromise my pawn structure, just to relieve some of the pressure that was about to ensue on my king side. What happens if they actually try and win the pawn directly, like queen f8? Yeah, I just get on with it. I don't care. And queen b6. Yeah, I mean, this is the kind of play that I was looking for. Just like give up the pawn and just get active. But my opponent ignores it. He plays queen g6. Bishop b5. Goes for this plan. I trade everything. I don't trade everything. Wow, I didn't trade on c6. I guess maybe I just thought I didn't have enough play here. And I thought activating the queen was my best bet. But wow, it turns out, I wonder if this is actually a motif to meet f4 with f3. Maybe this is the best way to liquidate this. If Adrian Yulo is watching the stream at any point, if you could comment on whether f3 is a motif against f4, I would appreciate it. You can leave a comment after the video if you happen to watch the VOD, if you're not watching live. But meeting f4 with f3, like, I wonder if this is a thing. This would be a very, very cool motif if this is a way to deal with the attack. I always struggle with this attack. But with the rook on e1, I wonder if this is actually a thing. You just liquidate everything. So what if they take here? We take. What if they take? We just take. And what if they just keep attacking? Knight e5, I appreciate. Even taking is playable, that's crazy. Oh, we can even finesse. No, we can't. What is? I don't get bishop c6. What if they take on f3? Oh, then we just take back and we're just chilling. That's really crazy. And if they take on h3, I guess no. Oh, the queen is hanging. Jesus Christ, Michael. So okay. If they take first, and if they take now, they're threatening checkmate. You just play queen f3 as chill as you like. I wonder, right? Because normally black's still got a rook somewhere, right? Maybe this stuff wouldn't be possible in a different situation. I mean, let's try and just make one up, right? Let's imagine my attack was. Let's imagine they don't play this garbage a5 move, right? This is just. I'm gonna give this guy double question mark. It's just such a bad move. So let's imagine that they just get on with it, right? Let's imagine they play this f4. Well, here I can't play f3 because I'm losing this pawn, right? So maybe in this position, let's say before I play rook c1. What if on the moment that they've got this f4 available, what if I play bishop f1? So if they play f4, can I play f3? Shit, I can't play f3. I thought I was like inventing some special motif, but no, it just sucks. Oh, okay, here is just. Oh, Jesus Christ. So okay, this meeting f4 with f3 is definitely not a thing. Okay. Okay, let me make a note of this. Meeting f4 with f3 is situation dependent, not a rule. Okay, yeah, I need to be very careful that I don't mess that up. Yeah, this is very, very bad. This one was also this is GG. That's a shame though, because like, oh man, it's just like I guess it's like possible if d4 is secure enough. I mean, it's just not easy. So okay, if I can't play f3, I mean, what else can, like, how the game went, right? Like, what else is possible? Rook c3, interesting idea to try and defend along this third rank. f3, I really don't want to play. Like, it's just like, ideally, if I have a different way to defend, I mean, this would be so much nicer. Take on c6, and either knight f1 or rook c3. Knight f1 does make some sense now that there's no more bishop that can sacrifice. And can I play g3? Does not like g3. Wow, g3 it's just crazy, right? Like for everyone who just like plays 1d4 and is like, oh yeah, King's Indian sucks, the engine says plus 0.8. I mean, this is the kind of bullshit, right? It's like plus 2, minus 4. Who wants to be playing this chess? I don't want to be playing this chess. I mean, like, it's really tough to play against King's Indian. But of course, I mean, at least the London is like a much better scenario than like the normal d4 main lines. They're so hard for normal d4 main lines. But this is still very difficult. And yeah, to take on f3, this is something that it's never my instinct, but I've seen this again and again. But this is often the best way to defend, and you just chill with your queen on g2. Yeah, this is much better. Yeah, screw g4. I'm not playing some g4. I saw that there was like some g4 at some point. Maybe I was just misreading it, right? So, okay, maybe I was just misreading it. It's never a good move anyway. But yeah, this is the way. This is the way. Okay. So this could be the way. Get rid of that strong bishop. And then deal with it this way. I mean, I'll have to find out for myself if this actually works. But it looks difficult for them to push, right? Because then this pawn is going to be loose. What if they just go full caveman? Right? And I get my own counterplay. Let's say I start like pushing and they go g4. Now h4. Oh, that's nice. That's very nice. Yeah, this okay. These motifs are very, very nice. So Check out these motifs following bishop takes c6. Yeah, really, really, yeah, very, very nice. Very, very nice motifs there. Yeah, this is the kind of defense I aspire to one day, and I think I can get that. I think I can get that. It's just a bit more experience. So, I mean, like, I did this all right? Like, I won the exchange, I won a pawn. It's just about actually having the skills to defend it. So, I think in this position, if I understand correctly, I should have knight f1 here as well. Right? Knight f1 is also a move. So I'll put like interesting for f3, but for strong I'll actually put this knight f1. And the point is, if they push, I just take. Right? This is what we learned. Take like this. This is very strong. Here they still have the bishop, right? So okay, of course, then I should take here first. And if they take back, then this is even stronger. Of course, yeah, when we take, they can throw in this move. We'd have to be a bit careful about. But still okay. Knight h2 even. Okay, there's some flexibility with the knight here. And if they don't go f3, what else can they try here? Ah, yeah, but I wanted to see this bishop takes. Like, what? Why is this still good for white? I mean, this looks horrendous. We just casually take on e4. I guess this is covered. And f3 now. Okay, so this is getting quite shaky. Not sure I like this as much. So maybe this knight f1 taking on f3 is only possible when I exchange this bishop, because this just feels uncomfortable. But knight g3 is an interesting idea. Maybe knight g3 here is good. And what if they try h5? And they try and kick me away? Okay, I just take. And this time I've got two pieces on it. That looks better. But what about h4? Okay, I need some fancy dynamic moves here. But okay, even queen f3, if they take, I just take back. If they save their bishop, what? Okay, I still have a big advantage because of all the material I won before. But maybe if I didn't... Okay, so again, we're going to need to just make up a position where this possibility happens, right? So let's imagine they don't play this horrendous a5. And they just play like knight f6. And I want to find out what happens when they push this f4, right? So let's say... I mean, yeah, d5 is something else that I've looked at. Again, there's this problem. If not for this problem, it'd be okay. So okay, maybe let's... Because, you know, I've already made a mistake at this moment. Let's correct this and let's say... from here, let's say, imagine I just put the knight back on c3, right? Wow, okay, this position is actually problematic. And if f4, I'm not able to play this knight f1. Wow, I'm not able to play this knight f1. It's so difficult to understand. If f3, gf3, and they take on h3, and this position is bad, knight g3, but not because of h5, then we take on e4, but because of taking on f3, bishop takes. I mean, okay, this is where actually having like a, you know, a strong coach to like answer all your questions is a pretty nice thing. The problem is most coaches don't, you know, reply to every question, unlike me. You know, I'm such a sucker for just like, you know, writing back to all of my students on every single random detail that they send me. But yeah, I would love to, if a GM was just able to comment and just, you know, just explain this, because I mean, it's just so hard to like try and work out yourself. Yeah, so that sucks. That this position is actually just really tough already. Which means that the logic that I'm kind of coming to is like, we need to make a breakthrough in the center or on the queen side, otherwise we are worse, right? This is the real issue. So, I mean, the good news is there normally is a way to break in the center and fight back, and obviously, you know, you don't want to be like yeah, playing the c4 with knight a3. Obviously, in this position, you wouldn't ever go back. As soon as they play d5, you need to be very precise and make use of this one opportunity you get before they consolidate. But yeah, very, very interesting. This stuff is not easy to deal with. And yeah, taking on f4 is, of course, like a legit way to play as well. Yeah, very, very tricky stuff. So I mean, this position was so painful because I mean, like, I won some good material. I tried to make some trades. I played queen b3, which lost some of the advantage. And yeah, I tried my best to like defend, and I just was completely failing at my attempt. I just tried to go for counterplay. Unfortunately, it was just too slow. Despite me being up and exchanging a pawn, it's crazy. But yeah, I just couldn't deal with it. And the guy, I mean, played some very nice, precise attacking chess. And okay, I mean, this is why he's an FM, right? I mean, I was roasting him earlier for playing that horrendous a5 move. But okay, in fairness to him, he played this beautiful attack. So I mean, even FIDE Masters had their pros and cons, right? Okay, let's see what chat is saying. I realize that, yeah, I've missed a lot of messages. You have potential to become a master and obviously more famous than Levy. I would not like to be more famous than Levy. That would be worst case scenario. That would literally be worst case scenario. Unless, I don't know, if I started seeing the money railing in, then maybe I'd change my mind. Like, you know, I could get tempted. But, you know, I'm definitely not going to change my content or who I am just for views. Like, you know, if I get like 1 million subscribers doing what I'm doing, then fine, sure. But yeah, I'm not. You're not gonna catch me like have these like ridiculous thumbnails, and you know, I'm not about that. Okay, Josh says, ironically, in a position like this, I think you want to open up the space around your king a bit, coordinate your pieces. You're more at risk if you wait and give black time to mass pieces on. Interesting. So it's like a case of bringing pieces to the defense before your opponent gets such a grip that you can't even bring pieces to the defense. That makes a lot of sense. Yeah. Appreciate the insight. G3 looks horrible to me and much less natural than GF3. Yeah, G3 is natural to me because like I wanted to try and close the position, but if you're not successful, then okay, you weaken a lot of squares. Yeah, I mean, this is why you should learn from your mistakes. I mean, like, a lot of people struggle with, you know, just even going through their losses because they're so butthurt from making these mistakes, but you just gotta learn from it. It's like nothing else you can do. Any tricks to rizz up the Huz? I don't even know what that means. I don't want to know. Do I know a chess player called Raphael? I don't know Raphael. Oh, you're talking to Frizz. Workout, become a man of value. Become a man of value? I think the workout aspect, I mean, you can probably skip, but okay, I mean, actually, no, working out is probably pretty good for you. As long as you don't become like some masculine alpha male that, you know, has so much testosterone pumping through their body that they can't even, you know. Anyway, we're getting sidetracked. So this is like, dealing with a strong kid with e5 attack. And I'll just write a little summary at the start to mention that. Findings. It appears that a kid attack will eventually work if we don't successfully break through on the queen side or center, even if we win an exchange and a pawn. The defense must be taken with care, and knight f1 seems to be the way, especially once bishop c8 has been removed. And don't be afraid to open up the king side when black pushes their pawns. Oh, and my keyboard is starting to get stuck. Oh. You know, writing a book when your keyboard doesn't work is actually the most cancerous thing ever. But, okay, I managed it in the end. Okay, when black pushes their pawn, don't be afraid to open up the king side when black pushes their pawns. Oh, God. Better to bring pieces to the defense. My laptop is like 5 years old, probably older. Probably need to get a new one. Bring pieces to the defense, then get squashed. Cool. Yeah, very, very useful findings there. Okay, let's move on to the next game. So we get mainline C3 Venom. Of course I won this game. Probably my win rate in these main lines are like 80%, I'm not even kidding. But okay, they take and go with g6. Okay, this is a fairly chill line. They're not being too ambitious. Meet bishop f5 with queen b3. We already have plus 0.9 advantage. Give me any 1e4 line that gets you plus 0.8 advantage after 12 moves. But okay. And I miss a chance already to be plus 2. Wild. So bishop a6 is just winning. But if bishop a6... bishop a6, rook a8, then probably b4. And then we got bishop b7. Yeah, beautiful. Beautiful. They don't have this because of this. I'll make all these notes. And if here, then we go b4. And then kaboom. Wow. Incredible. So this b6 move is just bad. Must. Oh, come on, keyboard work. So okay, this is a really interesting thing. On my keyboard, the letters M and N get stuck. Like you can click it like 100 times and it won't work. But I realized that if you click the letter H before clicking the M and N, sometimes the M and N will activate again. Don't ask me why. I don't know how to fix it. Probably not worth, bringing it in somewhere to try and fix it. It's too old. But okay. Must be on high alert for bishop a6 motif. This FM got 2400 FIDE in his career. Okay, that's pretty impressive. So Tricky, how do you know this random dude from France? Okay, let's keep going. So knight e5. Yeah, so I missed this chance with the bishop a6. Instead I played this knight e5. Knight f3. Okay, so I'm supposed to take. That makes sense, actually. So normally taking is a little bit dodgy if they can follow up with e5, but I don't think e5 is happening. They play like f6. Oh, it's white's turn to move. That would help. And okay, we're again playing for this. But if we play like a slow move, right? There's rook a d1 that engine is suggesting. What if they play f6? We come back this way, okay. And okay, we've got queen a2 as well, also quite interesting. So okay, good to see, and knight e4 is possible, and we go back this way, and if they try and push e5... and this is why we put the rook here. Okay, so if we put the rook somewhere else, and this happened, would e5 be good? Also good. Okay, we can throw in a little attack, the queen moves somewhere. And go bishop g5. Okay, I guess this is a slightly different situation than the one I'm typically thinking. Interesting. Yeah, so given that e5 is not so possible, This is quite strong. Okay, interesting. So I miss this chance. I shuffle with the pieces a bit more. I lose all my advantage. I even get outplayed. Yeah, so I'm like hanging on by a thread in all of this. But somehow I managed to survive the worst of it, and we get to a position that's actually okay. But this is the problem. Yeah. I mean, this is one of my issues when it comes to like defending with very little time, is that I like to just deal with the threats by defending, as opposed to like, this is a very active defense, right? We're not dealing with this pressure directly. We're dealing it by trying to chop the attacker. So this is just too passive, essentially. But somehow I managed to win this game, which is quite surprising. So how on earth did I survive this? Because, I mean, this threat is like looking extremely scary. So I find rook d3. The point being, if they take here, what is my point? Maybe it's just to sack the rook. Maybe this was literally my idea, and just sack the rook and just say at least there's only one bishop to deal with. But how did I win this? Yeah, because when it's one bishop to deal with, then it's a lot more easy to handle the heat. Okay, yeah, so my opponent just missed queen c1. Crazy. And they go for the trade instead. That is ridiculous. Yeah, queen c1 is just GG. So they go for the trade up an exchange. They also have, an extra 10 seconds than me, so it makes sense. But yeah, I'm fast, and two bishops can be very, very tricky. So I'm using the bishops together. Okay, I miss a skewer. Typical. But okay, we're just trying to play very, very quickly here. Goes for the sack. I'm quick enough to spot it and change course. And I guess I eventually pull off the flag. Yeah, I just started running with the king. And okay, this is getting very close, but okay, I managed to just about hide and save. So, okay. Yeah, ugly finish in some ways, but okay, given we're 10 seconds down, given we're in exchange down, I mean, this was a pretty good fight. And yeah, nice win. But okay, good to see this bishop a6 motif. I mean, yeah, turns out we're actually just like completely winning from the opening. Yeah. Okay, good to know. So this is London. Oh, okay, let's go see. Yeah, London is fine. London. Bishop a6 motif after weak b6. Okay, next one. Okay, so now looking at another Garganitsa game. This is all theory. This is still theory. This is my theory, bishop f8. This is why I advocate in the cause, g4. Okay, so at this moment, yeah, I remember, well, I've clearly got some analysis here, so I must have looked at this. But basically, yeah, after bishop e7, this is actually a mistake because I allow for this h4 push, and this is exactly what you're trying to avoid. So if I remember correctly, I see that I've got these two options here. So let me try and remember. So knight f5, the reason why this was good is because, well, first of all, you've got enough controllers over the square. And if they take your knight, yeah, you take back with the pawn, and if they push, you've got rook h5. I think this was the point. Let me just see if this is correct. Yeah, rook h5 was the point, exactly. And if in this position, knight a6, why on earth was knight a6? Oh, knight a6 was good, because if h4, you go knight b4. I think. Yeah, and probably the point is if they push h5, we can take with check. They take back, we go knight f5, hitting the queen. The queen moves somewhere, and then we win the pawn. Although they could go to g4, right? So let me see this line. They go h4, we go knight b4. Yeah, if they move away, now I can put the knight on f5 with tempo, and then we win the pawn. This is very strong. But what if they keep pushing h5? We take on d3 with check. They take back. I go knight f5. They go queen g4, protecting this. Whew! Knight g7, utilizing the pin. Jesus. And they go h6, knight f5, h7, bishop h6. Whoa. Ridiculous. And okay, what if then they take with the pawn so that their rooks are still defending their rook? Right? Maybe I go knight f5, queen g4. Oh, and they're losing the bishop. Oh, it's just crazy. It's just crazy. Yeah, so this is actually fine. I've just got to be very, very careful. But how interesting that at this moment you can actually play h4. That's a crazy move. So I'm forced to play knight f5. They can take. I take. Wow, an h5 here. This is insane. Insane. I did not know this. Wow. Okay, so this is very strong. So I'm then forced to take with the g pawn. This is fascinating. And yeah, then they get this h pawn rolling. And then I have to be very, very careful. So h5. And the engine is not liking my chances whatsoever. Knight d7. What if they eventually take my pawn? Queen b6, castle's queenside. It's definitely not over, but it's definitely uncomfortable. Rook h3, castle's queenside. So why are they not pushing the pawn? What if they just start pushing the pawn like this? Oh, I can just win it. What am I talking about? But yeah, what an idea. What an idea to push h4 like this. Yeah, I mean, maybe then my bishop f8 is like slightly inaccurate given this motif, but yeah, so h4 is very, very nice find. Wow, so against someone who's extremely engine prepped, I don't like the idea of knight a6. A knight f5. If they take, I can take with the e pawn. I'm quite happy with this. So maybe it's important to play knight f5 because then you're already like, you know, in charge of a situation, right? They can take like this and win the pawn, but it doesn't matter. Like we can play like rook h5. So maybe this is the key. Like knight f5 is actually more important. Very interesting. Very interesting. But yeah, I mean, no one studies the Garganitsa, so like, you know, you really get away with a lot. And yeah, this was kind of what I was forced into. So I was very shocked that my opponent had this move. Yeah, I should have just taken the L and taken with the G pawn, but that's really accepting that, you know, your position has gone wrong. So I went for these complications of bishop h4, and my opponent, did not find the right way to go. Actually, yeah, bishop d3 is just so chill, allowing the queen takes, but then taking the queen back. What did I do there? How do I? Yeah. I lose a piece somehow. How did I lose a piece? Oh, because they took my knight already. That's how I lost a piece. Right. And I also lose the rook when they take on h8. Yeah, very interesting. Oh, that guy's #1 in Roblox, I see. Ah, okay, learning the Dutch from him. That's a good idea. Um, yeah. So okay, these complications. I mean, I knew it was like risky. I went for it. Uh, yeah, interesting to see that King E6 is actually playable. I mean, it just felt so wrong given that there's still knights on the board. But I guess there's just no good way of dealing with this. Um, Yeah, this was the crazy thing. I mean, I wanted to just like reroute my knight to e6 and everything be okay. And then he just sacked. I mean, this was like a really good attempt to create something here. And yeah, the position is just super hairy. But I played it like really well. Like this Queen A5 was like super clutch. I mean, this is the only winning move here. Managed to find it, and yeah, there was some great dealing with the complications, but actually I messed up at this moment. This was a mistake. So suddenly the H file was still weak, and this was a good turnaround. Yeah, I mean, I'm skipping through this because I've analyzed this game myself already. Yeah, and then I even picked up the queen like this at the end. So yeah, I had to burn a lot more time than my opponent. But my opponent was also strong. I mean, this guy is not a 2200 blitz player. I mean, if he is, he's definitely on a note. I mean, this guy played a lot stronger than 2200. His blitz has gone down to 2000? Are you kidding me? This is 1500 FIDE? I mean, okay, this is like what I'm talking about how like, FIDE ratings around the world are just so crazy. I mean, this guy played a great game of chess. Played really, really well. Yeah, Queen A5 was definitely a nice find for sure. But yeah, biggest thing to learn about this game was the whole motif surrounding like the H4 push. So this is Gergenitzer, Austrian. H4 push. Very interesting. Very interesting. If my keyboard will work. Oh, come on. There we go. Very interesting developments. There we go. Okay. How many more games are there? Oh my god. We're like not even like a quarter of the way there. I probably will have to call it quits and call it a night at some point. I think it's almost 4 a.m. here, and we've definitely done our training for the day. I mean, I am learning a lot, so maybe let's just do one final one, and then we'll call it a day. Okay, so we get London again. Again, H3. It's like a move I start to play when I'm getting tired. Like it's just here is not the right time to do it. So this is already inaccurate here. But okay, it doesn't change too much. And we get this opposite sides castles. This is a very careless move then. I mean, black should definitely be thinking of ramming this pawn down the board. So I'm sure rook e8 can't be correct. Oh wow, immediate e5 is correct. That's crazy. And actually white has advantage here. That's also quite surprising. But b4 is the way. Pawn storm baby. d5. Yeah, okay, so I literally just win the piece. And let's see if I played this follow-up correct. Rook c1, it's okay. Knight f1, not so good. I mean, I wanted to just stick a knight on g3 and just, forget about all of this pressure because, I mean, this can be quite scary. Well, what did Engine even want it? Just king h1. Cool as a cucumber. I mean, I was scared of stuff like this. I mean, Engine is completely relaxed about it, but I mean, this is quite scary. Just casually +5 when all of this is like, in the air. No thank you. So, I want to deal with it somehow. Knight e1 is an interesting way, but okay, knight f1. I think it's reasonable. I think it's reasonable. Too crazy. Yeah, so he gets this bishop h3, but I wasn't too bothered. But knight f5 is a nice way. That's a nice move I didn't see. Because I was just thinking, I'll clog up this file. It takes a lot of time for him to kick away my knight. This looks decent. But knight f5 would have been a very testing move. And then the tables start to turn. Crazy stuff. Yeah, it's incredible that this e takes f6. I mean, I win a piece, but then I open the g file. It's just pretty wild. Yeah, and interesting that c4 is also just completely winning, right? Just ignore the knight and just, win with this pressure instead. Yeah. Interesting that black now gets. Come on, keyboard, please. Please cooperate. You know what? I'll just start using the H for N like it. Interesting that black now gets some. Oh my god. I actually need to buy a new laptop. I actually can't. Some counterplay. Do you guys realize how many hours it took me to write my Chessable course now? Like, I really was spending like all day, every day. Like, even when my keyboard is not working, it's just crazy. Anyway, so yeah, my opponent basically messed up. Wait, why can't I just take it? Why was I not able to take this? Oh, because rook g3 intermediate move. Did my opponent have this just now? No, because the bishop's already left. Crazy. Yeah, I mean, this bishop d7's just... Yeah, completely wrong direction from the opponent. So yeah, I get my attack in first. I get this check. Yeah, and someone in the chat, I think, suggested a move here. I think they suggested bishop b5 or something before playing this queen a8, but that doesn't work. Oh my god, I'm even lost. That's crazy. That's insane. So for that reason, we need to keep the bishop on this side of a board to help defend and push c6 instead. That's the winning move. But yeah, unbelievable stuff. That's why I kept up with the checks. Threw in this rook. Tried to get the trade. Looking for the trade. And eventually get it this way. Yeah, this was some very nice technique. I think this was some very nice technique of looking for the trade. Nice technique from here. Yeah, try to trade off this strong attacker. Yeah, and we got the win. So what to learn from this game? Maybe this is actually stronger. Perhaps it's practically better. Oh my god. Oh my god. One day. You know what? I take back what I said about not wanting to be Gotham Chess. If I can be Gotham Chess, make all that money, and then buy myself a new laptop, like, hell yeah. Like, Jesus Christ. As is practically stronger. Oh my god. Stronger to play for the attack. Instead. Yeah, and actually, I remember my Brilliancy Prize game in Dortmund. I had this situation where either I could choose to keep up the attack, or I could cash out and win like an exchange and a pawn. But I knew against this absolutely furious, like 2900 bullet, 2250 FIDE junior, that he was waiting for this opportunity to have any chance to get back in the game. And, you know, sticking to the attack and only cashing out once I had checkmate was a much better plan than just trying to get some small material that means that there's a lot of counterplay for the opponent. So, yeah, interesting moment here. But yeah, this was some nice play from me. How did I even do this? Yeah, this whole sequence was just nice, I guess. Yeah, and this was all nice. So okay, this is you know what? I'm gonna start calling these C3 Venom. C3 Venom. Attack over material in op sides attack. I think this is the conclusion I can share here. I will answer your question on Nietzsche's later, Tricky. 483 ding? Yeah, maybe, but definitely no, not like this, not like this. But okay, that was a really good session of just analyzing 7 games. I guess then it's going to take 2 more sessions to get through the rest. I mean, to be honest, I think it's very useful to look at these. The question is it worth sacrificing time spent on Woodpecker to do this? Maybe I should do this in my free time. So, okay, we'll see. On Wednesday, you know, I will see if I'm doing Woodpecker or doing this. But I'm catching a flight on Wednesday, so I need to even see if I've got the time to do any training whatsoever. But yeah, lots to learn from analyzing your games. I mean, genuinely, if you can get into the habit of learning one thing, even just one thing from every single game that you play, I mean, you'll just get so much stronger. But you know, like, everyone, including myself, just gets lazy, doesn't look at their games, just plays the next game, makes the same mistakes over and over, and yeah, what do we expect, right? So analyze your games, especially like high pressure games, like, you know, even if it's like shorter time controls. I mean, like, you know, I was really locked in, I was really focused. These are the games you want to, you know, learn from. And I mean, so many of these games, like, I had ways to just be completely winning, which I just wasn't seeing. And okay, I can just get better at tactics, or I can just understand my openings and understand my middle games and understand my tactical motifs from those positions better. And that is why having a really stable repertoire is like such an important thing to, you know, get good. But okay, on that positive motivational note, I think I will call it a day. 4 a.m. probably means it's time for bed. And yeah, I guess I will see you guys on Wednesday. Thank you for tuning in. And yeah, see you around. Okay.